I'm happy to announce that I have partnered with a company called betus.com, where basically you can place bets and all that good stuff. And as you can see here, you go to this particular landing page here, and if you use my promo code TKT for the Clown Times, you'll get 125% of the sign-up bonus. As you see there as well, and you can, again, use promo code TKT. You get 125% sign-up bonus, and you can win up to you can bet up to $2,500 by clicking this Join Now button right here. So you can see at the bottom, it's bet on the go. You can bet anywhere, anytime on your mobile device. Get your fast payouts, get paid immediately every time, and live betting, which means you can bet during the game, early and best lines. So remember, folks, go to betus.com where the game begins. Mother-in-law watching with me, they're all disappointed, but you guys didn't get your asses kicked. You guys played well considering the fact that your huge handicap was your offensive line, and you still had a chance to win it. So tell me from a fan's perspective in LA at the Super Bowl,
right? Tell
me about the experience, man.
Look, man, there are no moral victories, right? I mean, cats go out to try and win the game,
of course,
and as fans, we went out to go watch them try and win that game. So it's not like, oh, great job, guys, you tried, and no, so there's none of that, right? But there is an appreciation for the journey, right? If it's only about the destination, then you'll end up being disappointed more often than not. But if you can appreciate the journey and celebrate the journey along the way, it will help you to better understand, how things end. And with that being said, SoFi is amazing. It may be the most amazing complex that I've ever been in. It was done tremendously well. The best $5 billion anyone has ever spent on
it better be.
I was about to say it better be. It's one of the newer stadiums, if not the newest stadium, correct?
Is Vegas newer? ? And I don't know that for sure.
That's a good question.
I think it might be. I gotta look it up. I think it might be.
Yeah, the Vegas looks like a giant Roomba, but SoFi is pretty legit, man. They had, I was telling Scott off camera before, like they had 2 concerts going on outside of the stadium, like so vastly far apart that you couldn't even hear the other concert going on while you were on the campus. That's like big. It is unreal. There is a giant man-made pond.
Yeah.
That you could take a boat across to get to the other side outside the stadium. Like,
damn, I didn't know they had all that.
Bro, it is ridiculous.
See, I saw the lake, and I knew they didn't have a lake out in Inglewood, and I'm thinking to myself, where did that? So it is man-made. Okay, cool. Yes.
But I mean, everything is gorgeous. Everything is super well done. I was pleasantly surprised at the cost of beverages. I was pleasantly surprised at the cost of and how efficient they were with their concessions. Yeah, I mean, it was they did that place up real nice, man. They really did.
Speaking of concessions, I have to ask real quick. This is since Mercedes-Benz Stadium is my benchmark as it pertains to concessions. Were you capable of having all you can drink, and you're capable of walking up and getting your own drink?
No, but I don't know if that was because it was a Super Bowl.
Okay.
You know, because they have pretty special like Bud Light containers of like representing the Super Bowl, and everything is labeled with Super Bowl stuff. So like, I don't know if that was part of it. If it was a regular Sunday, would you be able to do that? Maybe. Gotcha.
Yeah, because that was one of the things about Mercedes-Benz Stadium that I love to rave about is not only the cost of concessions down there in Atlanta, but the capabilities of you having the ability to go up and get your own drink at their vast drink stations throughout the stadium is just insane. Yeah. But enough about food. I want to hear more about this damn stadium because as beautiful as it looked on TV, I can only imagine how good it looks in person.
Oh man, it's unreal. It's about 5,000. It seats about 5,000 more people than Paul Brown Stadium does.
That's
Mhm.
70,000.
And
Yeah.
it makes Paul Brown Stadium look like an anthill. Like, I don't know how it's constructed and what they did to make it as ginormous. Yes, I'm using that word, ginormous as it is or that it appears. But man, it is huge on the inside. And it's not a dome in the sense that it's all enclosed.
It's covered.
But it is covered with like not quite clear, but kind of frosted panels over the top, and then each end on the end zones are open. So they have seats that go up so far, roof that comes down so far, and then openings on either end of the end zones. So and then of course, not to be remiss on the giant screen on the inside, which like there were there were multiple times that people were standing in front of you to get up and go to the restroom or get up and grab a beer or whatever it was, man. Like your eye level went from like watching the field to just being like, oh, it's okay, I can just watch it all right here on these giant televisions that are right in front of me. All the animations were cool. Again, it was just really well done.
Well, yo, let's go from the beautiful and the great and the awesome that is SoFi, or as Sharon Sharp likes to say, SoFi Stadium, to the game itself.
Yeah.
All right, start out slow, 13 down 13-3. It's to be expected, kind of because the Rams are favored. The Rams on paper was better. And then you guys get a big play. And then like the halfback option from Joe Mixon to T. Higgins for the first of his 2 touchdowns to make it 13-10. I'm telling my wife, yo, and my mother-in-law, yo, now y'all didn't play bad, except that you got hit in the mouth early. So
it was a nondescript first half. Like it was kind of like, we don't really, there's nothing to hold on to. It kind of felt like the Rams weren't doing a ton, but also neither are we. So
yeah, you're only down 3.
Yeah.
And so basically, even though it technically is at the Rams' place, even though people who all went to the game said it was mostly Bengals fans over there.
So the Bengals were technically, or quote unquote, the home team.
Yeah, correct.
Right? And I can tell you from a fan perspective, and I was talking to you guys earlier, but then some friends of mine who were also asking about, how was the crowd and what was the makeup? You could really tell, man, Bengals fans travel well. And so beyond the corporate folks who paid a lot of money to get there and, beyond all the celebrities and all that great jazz, Bengals fans definitely outnumbered inherent LA fans. But LA is so split as far as fandom is concerned anyway, right? So, I mean, you have the Rams and the Chargers in the same building already. So
I still think the Chargers in San Diego, but that's just me.
Yeah, no, absolutely, right? But we also think of, the Raiders as an LA team too.
Right. I still think.
I mean, there are a ton of Raiders fans in LA. There are a ton of Chargers fans. There are some Rams fans. Like if you came and put the 2 fan bases together, the Bengals fans by far outnumbered LA fans.
Wow. There you go. So that being said, there were accusations of home cooking with the officiating near the end, because check it. They barely called any penalties in the first half.
My God.
And they barely, when your boy Higgins won that jump ball against Jalen Ramsey, he shoved him to the side, took a face mask, and maybe it was incidental, and just flung his ass and cut the ball and just checked it in. So Jim was like, what the? Just, you can see him yelling, what the? Just yelling, going on.
Yeah.
So they let them play. They let the boys play, which was great because the game was quick. It was brisk until the end. Until I'd say as the Steelers fan, that was a phantom ass holding call. He just that the young man Logan Wilson made a great play on a fast as hell Cooper Cup.
Yep.
And I guess the referee was probably thinking, "Ain't no way in the hell that linebacker could keep up with him." I don't know, but
I think he had it predetermined.
Right, it was
predetermined in his head that if there's any contact whatsoever on this Cooper Cup move, I'm doing it.
And that was on the third down.
Yeah,
that would have been fourth down. That would have been fourth down.
Yeah.
And that would have been a ball game.
That's what I tell everybody. Like you never know what could have happened on fourth down, but I just wanted the opportunity to see you got one more play, game's on the line, 4th and goal from the 8. Actually, I think that's the exact same yard line that the Raiders were on when we played them in the first week of the playoffs. Yeah. So I would have loved to have seen just 4th and 8 for all the marbles. Let's go. Let's figure it out. Let's see what happens. And unfortunately, we were denied that opportunity by the refs, man.
Tell me the move of the Bengals of y'all of Bengals fans at the stadium when you saw that yellow hanky come flying out of the middle of nowhere to the back of the end zone.
It went so the move went from elation of batted ball and thinking it's 4th down, one more play, to immediately being like, you have got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
And then let me see the replay. Let me see the replay. Because I think it was, dang it, Logan. Why? Come on, man. And then you saw the replay and it was like,
you made a great play.
Where is it?
Yeah.
Right? Like you're looking for it. Like I want to see Cooper Kupp turn sideways because Logan Wilson grabbed his back shoulder or grabbed him on the hip or whatever. And you didn't see that. And so then it became, oh crap. Do you just let them score? It's 1st and goal from the whatever it was at that point, half the distance to the goal to the 4. So it just changed the whole vibe. It went from one play, boys, and all we need is one play, to, oh crap, it's 1st down and we gotta, get through 4 more plays all over again because they were down 4, so you knew they were going for a touchdown.
Right. Which is unfortunate. But I will say this though. I think the game was lost. Well, 2 things. A, Aaron Donald happened, right? He blew up. You guys, like after the first big play in the first half, right quick, Jamar Chase, that big play. And then on 3rd down, that was a good play, by the way, on Jalen Ramsey again. But on 3rd down, guess who came flying to the line on 3rd and goal? Aaron Donald forced a field goal. And then you go to the second half. That's when the Rams realized that Zach Taylor, your coach, which got his deserved extension. He deserved that extension he signed today. But he made the same exact mistake that that Sean McVay made against New England. They went away from the run.
Yeah. In
the second half, especially. We were like, where's Joe Mixon?
Yep.
And so that allowed, because you noticed that the Rams went from sending 4 to sending 5.
Yep.
Because they were like, they're not going to run the ball. Let's hunt. And that's exactly what they did. I mean, after that big play at the beginning of the second half, where you guys went up on them, and then all of a sudden, you got the interception. I'm thinking, holy shit, the Bengals about to break this open?
Yeah.
And then guess what happened again? Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
Forced the field goal. So I think that was what was lost.
I'll say this. We kept thinking in the second half 2 things. One, just need one more score.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're up at that point, after that interception and field goal, you're up 6. It's like, even if you kick a field goal, it's a 2-possession game.
Correct.
Like, I just don't believe that how the Rams were playing, I don't believe that they were coming back from 2 scores.
Right.
So we just needed one more score. And then the other piece that was going through our heads was, why are you not running the ball?
Yeah.
Like, because the adjustment, I think They allowed 7 sacks. They allowed 1 of those 7 sacks in the first half.
Right.
6 came in the second half. And if you go back and watch the possession right after Joe Burrow got all twisted up and hurt his knee, and they went back to running the ball, I think the very first run was a Joe Mixon, and it was like 12 yards.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And they went back to like ground and pound and let's go. And it was like, well, where the hell was this the whole second half, man?
Right.
Like I get the sense of urgency of like, if we can get up 2 scores, this game is over.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I understand that and I get that. But the way you kept Joe Burrow clean was by baiting those dudes into rushing up the field, opening up a lane and letting Joe Mixon do his thing.
Yes.
And they got away from doing that in the second half.
Yeah, and that's almost got him killed.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'll say this. What really, when I figured the game would turn, not to break your heart again, brother, but when that third down on that same drive where Mixon had that big run, they were moving the ball, they were near midfield. That third down pass, and I don't know if we got the first or not, but when
Tyler
the
Boyd.
sure-handed Tyler Boyd dropped it, I'm like,
Yeah.
First drop. It's his first drop in 2 years.
Yes. Yes, he was, because you saw him turn his head to look up.
2 years.
He turned his head to look up before he didn't look the ball in. He was thinking about yards at the catch right away, which he's great at,
Yes.
but it came at the wrong time.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you get a
I mean,
first
look,
down,
man,
gosh.
as much as we want to talk about the refs, and I know we kind of started the conversation here about the refereeing and what that looked like. Cincinnati had its chances.
Right.
Mhm.
And like I said before to you, before we come on, if you would have told me, Dre, here's what I got a proposition for you. I'm gonna say the Rams will be up 23-20 with a minute and a half left to go. Joe Burrow has the ball with 2 timeouts. And the first play from scrimmage is a 17-yard pass to Jamar Chase. You in or out? I'm like,
I'm in there.
Let's go. Because
Exactly, right?
Thanks, son. We about to do some things, right?
Mhm.
And I think, the first play was a 9-yard run. They took a deep shot on second down. I don't have any problem with that. I really don't. I promise you. I don't have a problem with trying to sneak in a deep shot that, had it been caught, we're right there in field goal range and, 1st and 10 at the 20 or wherever the ball went out of bounds. So I don't have it. Joe looked at it. It wasn't quite what he wanted, so he threw it out of bounds. I don't have any problem with that. That means the clock stopped.
Right.
That means you have the time and the opportunity to change personnel.
Yes.
Instead, they tried to sneak a first down, which is what Zach Taylor said. They tried to sneak a first down by leaving Samaje Perine on the field on 3rd down, and they handed the ball to Samaje Perine, and he ran right into Aaron Donald, which why you don't have your #1 Pro Bowl big-time paid back when you need 1 yard. Again, clock stops, so you're not worried about time ticking off. You're not worried about having to change
Take your
personnel and not enough time to do that.
Yeah.
You have the time. You have a Pro Bowl running back, not an alternate to the Pro Bowl running back. You have a Pro Bowl running back,
Right.
who is one of the highest paid running backs in the league, and you have him sitting on the sidelines. I don't care if they know it's coming.
You
Stop him. Stop him.
Look, obviously, I am not a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Never have been. But one thing I could always appreciate, when it was 3rd and 1, they were like, bring in the bus.
Bus.
We about to
Exactly.
get this, right? And everybody in the stadium knew it was coming. And it didn't matter.
Right.
Because we about to go get this first down. That's all we need is 1 yard. So I think they outthought themselves, right? They got a little too cute. They got a little too, we can just get this first down, and then we'll have a fresh set of downs to start going back to doing what we were doing. But you have to secure the first down first.
Yeah.
Just like going back to Tyler Boyd. He was looking for the first down, but you got to secure the ball first, man. And if you don't secure the ball first, or you don't secure the first down, now you're in a whole other world of trouble, which leads you to Aaron Donald knowing he has one play to make.
Yeah.
That's it. I've been saving my entire career for this one play that I have to make. And yes, he lined up offsides, but one play that I need to make, and this is going to be it versus a suspect offensive line that I know I can beat.
Yeah.
And the ultimately the sad part about that play is that Joe Burrow literally had another second, maybe even a half a second to get a ball off. Chase had beat Ramsey down the sideline. Ramsey was falling and stumbling, and Chase was wide open, streaking down the
I
sideline.
did not know that. I did not see that.
You didn't see that?
I didn't see that.
That's been floating around on social media. Matter of fact, let's say it again, Dre. Chase, not Chase Young, but Jamar Chase has been beating Ramsey most of that game.
All day. You hear me?
Most of that game.
You hear me? like Ramsey is normally the dude who talks a lot of crap, tries to get in your head. I mean, let's go back a couple years ago when he pissed off AJ Green and AJ was just wailing on that dude.
Steve Smith too.
The most mild-mannered Bengal you ever want to meet in your life was like, that's enough. I can't take it anymore.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase and T. Higgins lit that dude on fire.
Oh, yeah. They lit him up.
Right? Yes. You hear me? Like on fire.
Yeah.
You notice he's been the quietest person ever since Sunday. You've seen Aaron Donald.
You ain't got nothing to say.
Nothing. No team. And normally he's a
That is true. He's been very quiet.
Take your ring. You earned it. You got it. I got no beef with that.
Yeah.
Keep your mouth shut.
Yeah. I did not realize, because we seen the plays, right? I've seen Chase get open multiple times in the game. I've seen Higgins, because he swept up. He being Ramsey swept on both of those young cats.
Yeah.
And they both had a way with them.
But did you hear what they called? I forgot what the actual term they used. But the whole theory on the play calling on where Ramsey or who he was going to cover was basically put him on the man that you think is going to, or put him on a receiver who you think is going to get that pass, or who's the primary receiver on that particular play. So that's why he was on, and that's why he made the switches the way that he did. But he got ate up a lot.
Yes, he did.
By two young guys, two young lions.
Look here. Yeah. When go back to the first Baltimore game where Jamar Chase was against Marlon Humphrey. And Marlon Humphrey is one of the best cornerbacks in the league, period. He abused that man.
Yeah.
Like, just absolutely abused him. And part of it is because he's supremely talented, but the other part of it is, like, he doesn't care. Like, Marlon Humphrey, I'm glad you've had a great NFL career. That means nothing to me.
Yeah.
Because I'm here to establish my, right? I'm not scared of you. I'm not intimidated by you. I'm just as good as you are, if not better. So let's go. Yeah. And I feel he had that same mentality versus Jalen Ramsey. It wasn't like, oh my God, it's Jalen Ramsey. What am I gonna do?
None of those guys were off.
Beat this cat up. Let's go.
No, none of them were off. They ate. They hunted and ate, and they didn't eat as much as shit because Burrow was under pressure.
Yes.
So he wasn't allowed to, because Cincinnati, we know, it's a big play football team. They love the big play. They got two guys, and Tyler Boyd in the slot, and Joe Mixon come out the backfield. They're a big play squad.
Yes.
The Rams took it away from them because of the pressure up front.
Yes. But that's because they stopped running the football.
Exactly. That part.
Right? They went into a mode of being able to pin their ears back and just rush. I don't have to worry about respecting the run. I don't have to worry about respecting the screen or, the draw play or any of that type of stuff. It can literally just go get the quarterback, go get the quarterback, go get the quarterback. And we know the offensive line isn't built for that.
Right. So I'll say this to close the segment. I know you're going to run. It's an interesting segue. You guys are a team to watch next season. Vegas loves the hell of you guys. You guys it's almost like we're going back to the 80s. Everyone's in love with y'all. They got you up there with Buffalo and Kansas City now in the AFC.
Yeah.
If not all the NFL. You guys arguably three best teams in the NFL going to next season. So I'll say this. I think your offseason plan should be one or two things. You got a boatload of cash under the cap for free agency.
Correct.
You already detailed the team's poor track record of drafting the offensive lineman. I'm like, use that money to pay for a whole new offensive line, or damn near close to it, and also save some of that money for Jesse Bates.
Yes.
Because you guys got the money for it. Or if you want to go to draft part, you can. But either way, the offensive line has to be fixed, and Jesse Bates needs to eat.
Yeah.
So I think number one priority was handled today. They re-signed Zach Taylor. You don't want a lame duck coach, right? So he's re-signed. It's probably the easiest contract of all to figure out and get done. And it's pre-free agency, so you just do what you got to do. Boom, get that back. They are talking to Jesse Bates, as they should. If it has to come down to it, they'll franchise tag him, but I believe they will absolutely come up with a long-term deal that'll be beneficial to the team and beneficial to the player. That they're not going to let Jesse Bates get away. And then, my focus then turns to the offensive line, and it has to be at least one interior lineman and that's if they can re-sign Quentin Spain. So, you add him back, hopefully, and then you add another interior lineman, whether it's a center or a guard. I talked to Riley Reef. Hey, you played pretty well for us this past year. You got hurt the last 3 or 4 games. I understand that. But if you're healthy and ready to come back, we'd love to have you. And then, another veteran to then, compete with Jackson Carman and Akeem Adeniji and, Deontay Smith and all the cats that they drafted last year, can compete for whatever. And then I would look at pick 31. If there was a team that wanted to move into that spot that had a proven young offensive lineman, late 20s, that maybe has a couple more years left on their contract, I would absolutely consider giving a 31st pick for a proven offensive lineman. And that's how I would attack the offseason. They have plenty of other things to fill. A bunch of defensive tackles. Larry Ogunjobi and BJ Hill are both free agents.
Oh, wow.
Eli Apple.
See you later.
And that's fine, but you still got to have a body, right?
Correct.
Even if you say you have to go, you still need another cornerback, because that leaves you with Chidobe Awuzie and Mike Hilton as really 2 of, you're going to need 4, 5, 6 of those dudes. So, and then I think Joseph Oshai, who was a 3rd round draft pick last year out of Texas, will be back from a defensive end perspective, which will hopefully help. So, I mean, you have some holes to fill. You have some positions of need, but ultimately it comes down to protect the franchise. And if you can protect the franchise, I think you have a great opportunity to be back in the mix. Nothing is promised. Nothing is a given. It can't be fix the offensive line and expect to go back to the Super Bowl.
Right.
That's just not the way the NFL works, and that's why that's why it's as fun as it is, right?
You never know.
Yeah, because you never know. I mean, hell, the Bengals went 6-25-1 the previous 2 years combined and played in the Super Bowl on Sunday. That's just insane. So, you never know what's going to happen, but to give yourself the best opportunity and the best odds of being back in the position that you would like to be in, everybody knows, fix the offensive line, protect the franchise, and then let's see where we go.
Well, Dre, the only question I have about the O-line is, do you expect them to, and or do you want them to make a big splash in terms of a free agency signing on that O-line, in terms of, hey, we need that guy. It doesn't matter how much we spend on that guy. We need that guy. We need to go get that guy.
So I think you don't want to overspend on that guy, because unfortunately for them, they have probably 4 of the 5 spots that they could look to upgrade and or sign somebody, right? So you don't want to spend so much on, hypothetically speaking, a right tackle and then don't have any money for center and a guard. Right?
Gotcha.
So one of the guys who covers the Bengals here, his name's Paul Dehner Jr. And he always, his mantra is always no donkeys. So you don't want, like, you don't need a bunch of all pros across the line, right?
Mhm.
You don't need 2 all pros and 3 dudes who aren't any good. You want 5 average at the worst dudes. Now, if you get a Pro Bowler that's in there, that's great, but minimum is average.
Mhm.
Right.
And then that's the whole no donkeys mantra. Like, I can't have 4 dudes who are doing everything right and 1 dude who is, you know, the revolving door. Like, you just can't have it. So if you can find 5 dudes who can come in, gel, play well together, I don't think you have to. I don't think you need to do like Kansas City did and pay Joe Tooney $80 million to come in and play. But you can do like Baltimore did, and they signed a dude who was a former Bengal, Kevin Zeitler, for like $6 or $7 mil a year. Yeah. And he is, you know, if you like PFF, if you don't, that's fine. But, you know, PFF ratings in the 60s, 70s, right?
Mhm.
Versus, I think, our right guard in the Super Bowl was in the 20s.
Yeah.
Right. So you jump from the 20s to 50s, 60s, 70s, and you do that across the board. Now we can talk.
Yeah. So let me get y'all on this question.
Yeah.
It's a hypothetical. It's a quick hypothetical.
Sure.
All right. We know we live in Cincinnati, right? It's the great Cincinnati area. We know at least 1 cornerback from University of Cincinnati who go high in the first round. That's Ahmad Sauce Gardner. We know that. There's the other corner, his partner, Kobe Bryant. Now, I saw his question on social media because he's borderline first, second round projected. So if you're Cincinnati, you mentioned corner as a potential hole. If Kobe Bryant is sitting right there at 31, what do you do? Given that the other needs you have, particularly on offensive line, what do you do?
So the great thing about this question is I will have already known what we did in free agency.
Correct. Yes.
Right. Yes. So if we address the offensive line in free agency and Kobe is sitting there at 31, would more than welcome him because he feels like, to me, a dude who plays in the league for 10 to 12 years, maybe not an all pro, maybe makes a Pro Bowl or 2 in his career, but just a really solid, really good cornerback for 10 to 12 years in the league.
Okay.
And I would be perfectly fine with having him on board, developing him, letting him learn from Chidobe, letting him learn from Mike Hilton. Cool. I got no problem with that. Hypothetically speaking, let's say we didn't address the offensive line as sufficiently or efficiently as we would have liked, and there's a Kobe Bryant and a, you know, from an evaluation standpoint, an equivalent level offensive lineman there, I'm taking the offensive lineman.
Yeah, gotcha.
So.
Cool. All right, brother. Well, appreciate the time. I know you got to go, but thank you for sharing your knowledge. And again, sorry about your Bengals, but I'm glad you went to LA. Not many people get to go to the Super Bowl and see it. So, Fred, good for you. Glad you made it back in one piece. And we'll holler at you later, man.
All right, boys.
Yeah. And hey, don't let them Bama's out there get on you for celebrating this season.
That's right.
The Bills, the Vikings, the Jaguars, the Texans, those are all the Lions. Hell, those are all franchises right now that are wishing they could at least make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And you even got Lions fans celebrating the fact that the Rams won. So yeah, go ahead and celebrate, because I know one thing. I'd be happy right now too if my team would have made the Super Bowl and at least lost. Well, at least if they would have made the Super Bowl, I would have been happy too. So yeah.
Right. Appreciate you, brother.
All right, take care.
No doubt.
All right, boys.
All right. Peace.
Peace.